horseshoe is back.
What's going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Bring the Juice podcast. This video, a little bit unconventional. It's basically just a what-if scenario. You know, we've been talking a lot about, the offensive struggles and the defensive struggles of this team so far. And we've also talked a lot about the Carson Wentz injury. And, his certainty for week 3 is still up in the air. And I think it's important for us to kind of break down what would happen if Wentz can't go this next week. What's up, football fans? Do you want an advantage on your sports betting this year? You need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their computer model scans hundreds of thousands of bets every year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports. Their model covers everything from spreads, over-unders, to player prop bets. If you don't want to use their model and use your own research, that's fine. They can help you with your researching needs. There's sharp data to know who the pros are backing, the line movement so you can jump on betting opportunities in real time, team summaries highlighting previous success and over-unders and spreads, and team lineup, breaking news, and injury status updates. Plus, you can save all your picks in one place to track your success on leaderboards and rankings. Head to the App Store or Google Play now to download BetQL. You can also head to try.betql.co/juice to get started. Enter the discount code JUICE for a 25% off any of their subscription offerings. Find all this information here in the description, and make sure to check out their BetMGM in the description to receive a free year of BetQL. No subscription status is nothing. Also, check out their sportsbook offer pages if you live in an eligible state for free offers upon signing up. Don't miss out on the chance to beat your sportsbooks this football season. Okay, so kind of breaking it down into segments here, we first need to kind of look at the quarterback situation. So, obviously, if Wentz were not to be ready for week 3, then your two options that you could go with is Jacob Eason and Brett Hundley. Now, Reich stated in practice Wednesday that he was not ready to confirm if Jacob Eason was going to be the starter for the Colts if Carson Wentz were not able to go. Hence why they brought up Brett Hundley. My thing is I don't really believe that Reich is actually meaning that. I believe that it will be Jacob Eason regardless of anything that happens this week, because Eason's been getting the reps. Eason's been getting the time. Eason's been getting the shot. That's why I think Eason will be the guy if Wentz is unable to actually go Sunday. And of course, I could be wrong and Hundley somehow just comes out of left freaking field. But, what do I know, right? You have to kind of look at the game plan of how the Colts are going to handle the Titans in week 3. I mean, it's going to be a very interesting story here to see how they handle it. The Titans got absolutely demolished against the Cardinals, right? We've obviously saw it. Gave up 280 passing yards to the Arizona Cardinals. And then this last week, while still beating the Seattle Seahawks, still gave up 320 passing yards. However, their offense was a lot more efficient in that game than what it was against the Cardinals. So, what exactly do the Colts have to do to be able to kind of combat what the Tennessee Titans are doing? Well, they have to do two things that we haven't been able to do yet. We did better at one of these things in week 2, but a lot of them still resulted in big plays because of poor tackling and just missed assignments. So the first thing we have to do is tackle, and by a lot of reasons, we have to basically stop the run. Okay? Now, the Colts have never really done a great job of stopping Derrick Henry, but we've done times where we've limited how much he's been able to impact us. But in the 2 games, the Colts have given up over 100 rushing yards each time. The Colts are averaging giving up 119 yards per game rushing. I mean, that's bad. That's really, really bad. And that's something that's going to need to get fixed this week. Has to be better up front. And, not giving up the big play. That's another thing. And that's going to be the game plan here. Again, and it's not much of a different game plan than what it should be the whole way, right? I mean, it should be the same game plan for Carson Wentz as it is with a guy like Jacob Eason or Brett Hundley. You have to prevent the big play. And going up against guys like Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, that is going to be difficult to have to do. But I have confidence that they can do that. They just have to avoid those big, big plays and also not allow Derrick Henry to get those big 30, 40-yard runs as well. Lord knows he's burned us a couple times on that. For the offensive side of things, the Colts have to play the short game. I mean, they really kind of do. With this offensive line still kind of having troubles, I mean, ironically enough, I think this is the healthiest the offensive line has been all season. Eric Fisher seems to be back nearly 100%. Quentin Nelson wasn't on the initial injury report, was practicing Wednesday, so that's good. Ryan Kelly, not on the injury report also. That's good. Mark Lewinsky's fine. Only issue is Braden Smith. But outside of that, they've been pretty healthy, at least for the start of this week. The Colts have to be able to run the football in this game. They have to. I mean, against the Seattle Seahawks, the Colts rushed for 113 yards, but I believe 20-something of that was from Wentz. And then had 109 against the Rams. The Colts are going to have to run for 150 yards in this game. They have to get something going from these running backs. They have to be able to move the ball down the field this way, or else we're not going to be able to dictate time of possession. And especially when you have Jacob Eason now, who you think might play, and a guy who's never had any real regular season reps, except for the first few plays that he had against the Rams, in which he inevitably threw an interception to Jalen Ramsey. You don't want to rely on Jacob Eason to be your guy. You have to dictate back to what you do best. And I don't care that it hasn't been working and that the offensive line's not been doing good. You still have to go back to your identity. That's what's going to help win this game. And Hines getting involved has to happen. Has to. Hines only getting the ball approximately 3 times in that game last week. It can't happen. It just can't. Nyheim Hines has to be more involved in this offense. I know Michael Pittman had a tremendous game, but weapons like Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines need to be utilized. And if Paris Campbell can be used, you got to use the speed of a Paris Campbell to make something happen. So, seems pretty logical. We've seen the play calling from the offense so far this year, and we've all said how much we disapprove of it. Hopefully, we can figure it out. But nevertheless, that's just what's going to need to happen here is play calling has to get more creative on this defense. Not to mention, the Titans' defense has not been stellar, okay? It's not been stellar. They've given up over 600 yards. They've given up 600 yards now of offense when it comes to passing yards. between Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray. There are going to be passing opportunities, but there's also opportunities for you to get this offensive line going, for them to get out into space, work the way they want to, on that left side especially, and getting these running backs going. I know the front seven for the Tennessee Titans is pretty stout, but the Colts need to stick to that game plan in order to win this game, regardless of whether or not Wentz or Eason or Hundley is playing. Overall, we're just going to have to see. We're going to have a couple more times where we're going to break this more down, and we'll have a game preview on Friday for you guys. So make sure you go and check that one out. We're going to talk about this team, and we're going to talk about the Titans and everything else. So thank you guys again so much for the support. Let me know what you think we need to do. If Eason is the one that's playing on Sunday, what do the Colts need to do to get Eason involved and to make him best set up for success on Sunday against the Titans? Thank you guys so much again for the support. And as always, go Colts. Once again, thank you to our sponsor, BetQL, the only app you will need to beat your sportsbooks. Find their information along with a 25% off discount code in the description of this video. Make sure you go check that out. And also check out their special BetMGM offer in the description in order to receive a free year of BetQL and other sportsbook sign-up offers and bonuses.